सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यदविद्याविलासेन भूतभौतिकसृष्ट्या तं नौमि परमात्मानं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहम्. Okay, we are coming towards the end of the Prayojanam of Vedanta. I think we have to do page 214. So any questions, clarifications up to now, including anything from the camp, because quite a few people are present here. If there is anything, please shoot. Okay.
Swamiji, page 214, na? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I assume that up to now whatever I've done is clear. Now, some of you who are beginning in this class may be struggling a little bit with this Paribhasha and the Pramanas and everything. For those people, I would advise go on my YouTube channel. There is a playlist on Vedanta Epistemology Simplified. Okay? Go through that. Okay? So, in a simple manner, you will get the whole thing there, without all too much of the technicalities. I had made it in a simple manner for the students, thinking that they'll be helpful. But then I found at Indicate Academy, they consider themselves scholars. He asked my permission to post it on his group. I said, why do you need it? Your people are all supposed to be scholars. No, Swamiji, many of us are confused and this will help them. I said, okay, take it. No problems. I have no issues. Whoever it helps, so much the better. Okay. So that may be a good idea. Okay. Now, coming back to the text, okay. Aparetu Shravanam Pradhanam. Others, the Vivarna school, okay. Shravanam Pradhanam. As again Nididhyasanam Pradhanam, Shravanam Pradhanam. By the Pramana operation takes place in Shravanam. Knowledge is through a Pramana. The Pramanas operated only in Shravanam, not anywhere else. Therefore, Shravanam Pradhanam. Manana Nididhyasanayostu Shravanat Prachinayoho Shravana Phala Brahma Darshana Nivartakaya Arada Upakara Kataya Angatvam Mityahu. Whereas, what role does Manana Nididhyasanam play? He says, Shravanat Prachinayoho, after Shravana. Okay. They are subsequent to Shravana. You don't do Mananam and Nididhyasanam before you do Shravanam. Okay. You can do some meditation. There are thousands of meditations floating around before Shravana. But not Nididhyasanam. Okay. Prachinayoho. Shravana Phala Brahma Darshana. What is the phalam of Shravanam? Brahma Darshana. Okay. Brahma Darshana Nivartakataya Arada Upakaratvam. Okay. To bring that Shravana Phalam in a better manner, enhance that this thing, is called Arada Upakaratvam. Now, what is Arada Upakaratvam? Supportive. They are supportive to Shravanam. Okay, that's called Arada Upakaratvam. Therefore, they also become Anga of Shravanam, he says. Okay? Shravanam is the Angi, the body, main body, and Mananam and Nididhyasanam are Angas. Okay? Because they help. Doubts are eliminated, feeling oriented things are taken care of, samskaras are taken care of. For that sake, they are helpful. Okay? Now, when you say Angatvam, In Purva Mimamsa, now many of the arguments that are going to come over the next 2 pages next 2 pages are from Purva Mimamsa. Because when you said Angatvam, part of, in Purva Mimamsa, there are primary rituals and secondary rituals. Secondary rituals becomes an anga of the primary rituals. Therefore, the primary ritual is what is going to give the main result. For that, these other rituals are subsidiary. Okay? So, this is a Purva-paksha. Why? Because without the subsidiary results, rituals being done, the primary result cannot give you phalam. It's a universal thing for everyone. Okay, like let us look at the thing. Tadapi angatvam na tritiya sesharupa rupam. The third chapter of the Purva Mimamsa, tritiya sheshata, is not part of that. Tasya shrutyadi anyatamaha pramananta gamyasya prakritehe shrutyadi abhave asambhava. Because there, without the prakriti, the main ritual being done, along with the vikritis, the subsidiary ones, the main ritual will not give you phalam. Main ritual will not give you phalam. Tatahi, or it is like helping the main ritual. Tatahi, vrihi yajeta, dadana juhoti, ityadi mananidhyasanayo angatve na kachiyat tritiya shruti iti. Agnishtomena yajeta swarga kamaha, main vidhi. By this, if you are wanting to go to heaven, you should do these rituals. Okay, main vidhi. Then there is it has got a body, certain descriptions are given. After that, elsewhere, a little remotely, it is said, Vrihi bihi yajeta. Okay? Vrihi bihi yajeta. Like, for example, Vrihi is grains. Dadana yajeta. With dadi, you should do the offering. That means what? Now there is a certain way of looking at it. Like we have an analysis to understand Tatparya. What is our analysis of Tatparya based upon? In Vedanta? Huh? Shadlinga Vichara. Upakrama, Upasamhara, Tatparya, Upama, Arthavada, Apurvata, etc. There it is slightly different. There it is Shruti, direct statement. Linga, by implication, what comes in. Then by proximity, what comes in. These are the things, there is some 6-7 points there by which you come to the understanding of the Tatparya. Okay? So here, Dadana, Jyoti, etc., by proximity that comes in. Why? It is said close by, na? Now, why is it important? Because if you don't use Vrihi and Dadi for that ritual is not going to give you phalam. Doesn't matter who does it. Maybe it's the greatest of Rishi, but if he does the ritual without using Vrihi and Dadi, he will not get phalam. Therefore, even though it's an anga, is very necessary for the ritual. Alright, so what is the connection? I'll show you the connection. Okay, ityadiyo. Similarly, manana nididhyasanayo angatve na kvachit tritiya shruti asti. Such a shruti is not there as far as manana nididhyasanam is concerned. Because here dadana juhoti, vrihi juhoti is mentioned separately. Whereas manana nididhyasanam is mentioned where? Where is that mentioned?
Along with Shravanam.
Exactly. Atmavare drashtavya, shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasitavya. So it's all in the same statement it is mentioned. So so the rules that you're applying from your Purvamimamsa is not exactly what is being applied here. Okay? With that concentration, he is saying, Napi Vrihi Deva Sadanam Dadami Ityado Mantrana. Okay? Vrihi Deva. Okay? Vrihi Deva. Okay. All right. I am cutting this kusha grass for the sake of making. You are the seat of Bhagavan himself. Deva Sadanam. Devatanam Sadanam. The place of where the gods reside is the kusha grass. Those of you who have seen a yaga, okay, you must have seen that you'll wear a ring made of kusha grass.
Yes.
देखा रहेगा कभी कभी किया भी रहेगा.
Yeah.
That is kusha. Then you'll find on the Homakunda on all four sides the kusha grass is kept. This is one way of securing the place from any negative influences. There are other ways of it also. Like in our first Rishikesh camp that we did, some of you were there in 2016. Some of you were there. Okay. And the Yajnopavita ceremony for changing your secretary also fell between the camp. And the priest was holding on to Kushagra saying, no, I won't give it to anyone else. And he wanted to do an elaborate 4-hour ritual where our people wanted to do it in 1 hour and come for the class. So we secured the area differently. Because there's something to be done. Na? You're taking an energy protection. Keeping Kushagra is the easiest. Mantra bolo, grass lago, ho gaya ka. Whereas securing it with other means require your energy being put into it. Yeah. But there are various ways of doing it. Kushagra is the easiest. Therefore, it is cut and used for yaga. So, there is a mantra for it. He says it is not even like that. Because if you don't keep the protection, all negative energy will come into you. Kya karega? So, it is important. Okay. So, this statement, Shravanam Nidhyasanam, is not like that. Okay. Kinchit na kinchit lakshanam asti. Here, Shravana Manana, what protection are you taking? It is not meant for those type of things. Napi pradeshantara pratistasya pravargasya agnishtomena pranakti iti vakyavat Shravana anuvadena mananidhyasam viniyojakam kinchidasti. Like, okay, this is a statement. Main Agnishtomena Pravanakti. After that, subsidiary things are mentioned, called the Vikriti sacrifices. Okay, Vikriti sacrifices, yeah. Now, that may be done somewhere else. Now, what is the thing that you all will be familiar with? Okay, what is a thing? What is the ritual you all are familiar with? Samaji, what is ritual? शादी की है ना? Most of you did a Vedic wedding, or at least have seen a Vedic wedding. इतना तो किया रहेगा. Correct? So in the Vedic wedding, there is a main ritual of this thing. Okay? Choosing the vara with the exchange of garlands. Okay? Agni as the Sakshi. 7 steps around the fire. The tali, Mangal Sutra being tied. These are all, man. Ho gaya. बट ये तो विधि बराबर है. But you need the blessings of all the Navagrahas. So you can do a Navagraha Homam before that. All the feet should be. That can be done that day or even previously, earlier. These are subsidiary rites. Not exactly the same, similar. Okay? Don't quote me and say, no, Swamiji has said this, I say, yeah. No, no. I am giving you an example of what you know for you to understand this. Okay? Some of you may still turn blank at this, that's okay. I can't help you all. Okay. Yeah, so those are like subsidiary. It is mentioned. These are not subsidiaries like that. Because without the subsidiary, the main cannot be done. Okay. For the main phalam to take place, the subsidiaries are necessary. So, Shravanam Nidhyasanam is not like that. Or, Napi Darshanamasaabhyam Swarga Kamaha Yejeta. Darshanamasaabhyam. Okay. Swarga Kamaha Yejeta. Iti Vyakyavagata Phala Sadhana Karta Darshana Purnamasaabhya Prakarne Prayojanam Phala Sadhanatvena Avagamya Shravanasya Prakarne Mananidhyasanitya Aropadna. Again, another this Darshana Purnamasaha. Those who are Sarga Kamaha should do the ritual on Purnama and full and new moon day, both. Not on Amavasi exactly, the day after. Okay. So, both the days, certain rituals are there. Again, for that, something side rituals are necessary. Side rituals are necessary. Without that, it won't give. This Manana Nidhyasanam is not like that. Why is he saying so much that Manana Nidhyasanam? Okay, let's go to the next one also. Then I'll come back here. Nanu, all right, let us put it here. Why is he saying so much that Manana Nidhyasanam is not like that?
To emphasize that Shravana is enough.
Exactly. Phalam is in Shravana itself. There is no rule that everyone who comes to Vedanta requires Mananam and Nidhyasanam. There is no rule that without doing Mananam and Nidhyasanam, Shravana Phalam will not happen. Even as someone with questionable adhikaritvam, by Shravanam will get insights into the truth. He may not be able to live it, that's a different thing. But Jnanam will take place. Shravana Matrena. Then Mananam Nidhyasanam is dependent on the adhikari, not dependent on the karma phalam. Whereas in the ritualistic portion, the part, if it is not done, the whole will not give result. The main will not give result if the parts are not followed. Here, if your mind is ready, the main will give you the result. You don't require Manana Nidhyasanam. Main will always give you result. Shravanam gives you the result. I don't feel like that, that's your issue. What do you need to do to take care of your issue? Vedanta has made it very, very clear. Without a doubt. Adhikari Tvam should be there. That question came up in the camp. No? I can teach like that. Not a problem. Get your adhikaritvam done. अच्छा वेदांत सीखने का है ठीक है सिखाएगा पहला ये सब करो character useless guy get married first then come back 20 years gone because he doesn't know to take orders if you get married he will know how to take orders So I didn't have that problem. I was in the Navy. I knew how to take orders. So no issues. So in this manner, if you are going to do, nobody will be left to study Vedanta. ना भाग जाएगा. I have a friend who tried that full-time course. At least full-time course you can do that way. No? I told him, your job as a teacher is also to help people gain adhikaritva. No, Swamiji, a full-time course I am going to do like that. He started with 80 students. And he was saying, characters are not up to the mark. So the Gita, after the first few months, he cut it down. No, all these characters. Then he brought it down. Only Upanishad. Finally, for Brahma Sutra, there were only 2 people. And after that, they also ran away. They are also not teaching. Though it used to work in olden days, because mumukshutvam was higher. Mumukshutvam was higher. Yeah. And when people came to a teacher, they had no idea that they will go back to the society. I went like that. I have gone to learn. Abhi wapas kya hai? This is my life. But nowadays people are coming to do a course. This is a lifetime pursuit. If you are doing full time, it's a lifetime pursuit. Even if you are doing part time, it is more of a lifetime pursuit. It will take longer. So commit your life to that. Somebody, I know I have to work on adhikaritam, there are certain issues, but I will do it after 5 years. Five years will go, 10 years will go, 20 years will go, then you will come and tell me, Swamiji, I am too old now, next lifetime. Yeah. I have students like that also. I am saying next lifetime dekhega, yeah, lifetime forget it. Yeah. Honestly, I am not joking. And I have students who this lifetime itself they have been free. Both types I have. Therefore, because adhikaritvam is mentioned and highlighted, Shravanam. Yeah. It is not that if you don't do Manana Nidhyasanam, Shravana Phalam will not come. If your adhikari is there, Shravana Phalam will come. Therefore, unlike the ritualistic section where the part is necessary to make it complete, here the part is only playing a supportive role for those whose minds require it. Is someone saying something? If there is a racket in your house, please mute yourself. Huh?
Sharda, can you mute your phone?
No, I'll mute everyone.
My husband. Hey, Papa.
If anybody has to ask something, I muted everyone. No problem, Sharda. Please, what do you call? Unmute and ask the question. Okay. So up to now, is this whole picture clear? I know you all are muted, but mundi to hila sakte hai. Haan, ya na. Okay. Okay. All right. Then.
Swamiji, this in Kali Yuga and all, only Shravanam is possible. People
Possible.
get it.
Yeah. Possible. Look at Ramana Maharshi. 2 words is all that was necessary for him. But because the Shravanam was so small, 2 words, he needed to think about it a lot. He was not sitting and meditating. People said he is sitting and meditating in the cave. Ramana himself has said, I kept quiet, people said I am meditating. Or I am keep doing maunam. I am thinking. Yeah. So there are people who have got it like that. Okay. Tapovan Maharaj was another example. He used to do a lot of meditation. Why? Because he used to enjoy that experience of Nididhyasana. Okay. But he used to consider books like Sankshepa Sharirikam as beginners' books. Sankshepa Sharirikam has some few thousand verses, which is a verse commentary on the Brahma Sutra Bhashya. I did a certain section of it for some of my students in Matunga. Not this Matunga student, the previous batch that was there. Certain sections of it I have done. I think Nisha was there for some time on that. Yeah, Nisha was there. I remember she was there. It's not an easy text. Yeah, it was not an easy text. Yeah, Satish Bhai also used to come for that. And we all used to go to coffees for money, to Mani's for coffee after that. Yeah. So, it's not an easy text, and he used to consider that as a beginner's text. So, he got it straight in Shravanam. Yeah. Though he used to meditate a lot. How he used to, his meditation was different. Summer has come in the Himalayas, now, this time. Chalo, we'll go to Gomukh. And then from Gomukh, aha, the beautiful thing. He'll sit down on a rock, so beautiful. And he'll slip into Samadhi. In the whole beauty of the place and in his knowledge of what he is, he would slip into Samadhi. Then he'll get up, okay. Stretch, move around. अरे भूख लग रहा है. भिक्षा इधर गोमुख में भिक्षा नहीं मिलेगा. Go to Lal Baba's place. Lal Baba's place is still there. People like Kavita, me and all, we have stayed there. Yeah. His seva for all the yatris, or he will give you a room to stay and he will give you khichdi. And in that height, that room and that khichdi is great. So he'll go there and then he would decide, chalo, Tapon chale jayega. Tapon is, you cross the Gomukh glacier and beyond that's a beautiful plateau. Very beautiful plateau. Yeah. We all wear trekking boots and all go. He would go with just a jhola on his shoulder. So beautiful. Ha ha ha. Sit down in Samadhi, whole day gone. Night also gone. Samadhi mein. So that was different. That was not practice of Samadhi for him. Practice of Nididhyasana. That's a natural trance he is getting into. The beauty of the place and the knowledge of what he was, getting lost in it. So they, in fact, in Chinmaya Mission, all they say, no, Tapon Maharaj did lot of Nididhyasana. If you read his book, Ishvara Darshanam, it was not, he was practicing Nididhyasana. It doesn't happen. Yeah. You'll go into a trance-like state, it will just happen. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was another example. Okay, of going into a trance like that. Sitting and speaking, taking satsang, they will find he's slipping into Samadhi. Yes, naturally he is thinking of the truth and talking about it. If you are thinking of the truth, what is there to talk after that? You are one with the truth. Maunam. So his students would actually put a rasgulla or something into his mouth to get him back that sensory experience. Will bring him back into the world. I should do this in Calcutta when I am there. Thoda rasgulla khayega. Tell the story first and then. Joking, okay? Don't take it seriously. I don't eat too much of sweets, no, discipline. So, all these people, Shravanam was enough for them. Though Ramakrishna Mission, Paramahamsa did a lot of different types of sadhana before he gained Shravanam. Okay. Yeah. And he had a peculiar way of doing sadhana. None of us can do that. Why? One was doing Ahankara Upasana on Hanumanji. By the way, what is Ahankara Upasana? I have mentioned it in the Brahma Sutra classes. Come on guys, remember. This class also I have to start stimulating like this. Ahankara Upasana is, you are not yet clear that the Lord and you are one and the same, but You act and behave as though it is the same. It is like a conceptual understanding leading you on to make that understanding, to break the concept and understanding the truth. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa sometimes would take it to extreme levels. Once he was doing Ahangrah Upasana on Hanumanji. So he actually lived in a tree. Eating fruit, this, that, etc. He lived on that tree for some time. For him, all there was preparation and experimentation. Okay, experimentation, yeah. We don't need to do that. Okay, but we need to get this ready. Or back it up with Shravanam and Nididhyasana. Okay. 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 Now there's a Purvapaksha coming. Nanu Drishtavyati Darshana Anuvadena Shravane Vihite Sati Palavattayaha Shravana Prakarne Tats Sannidhau Avamatratayoho Manantra Nididhyasanayoho Manana Nididhyasanayoho Prayojanayena Prakarnadeva Angaiti Chetna. See, Atmavare Drashtavya, that's what he said. Na? Darshanartham kim kartavyam, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. Therefore, all of them should be taken as equally important for Atma Darshanam. Iti chet na, not true. Why? Te dhyana yogat anugataha apashyan ityadi shrutyantre dhyanasya darsha saradhatvena avagatasya आकांक्षायाम प्रयोजनेन श्रवणमानांतरयोः अंगत्वापत्तेः क्रमशक्य दूरनिरस्ते. Okay. Because he says, if that is the argument you are giving, I will give you a counter argument. Now this counter argument is coming by using the opponent's argument. You give a counter argument to Vedanta. I can answer it from the standpoint of Vedanta. Correct? That's what is generally done. Or I can use that person's interpretation and give a counter argument based on that. Are you understanding the difference? You give an argument for Vedanta from, say, physics. I will take the stand on Vedanta and counter argue. Or I can use an argument for physics to show that an alternate interpretation is available in physics itself. Therefore, his argument is not valid. Correct or not? न्याया में देखा क्या नहीं देखा है? That's why I taught न्याया first. Okay, yeah. Now here he is saying, no. Why? Because I'll show you a verse in the Upanishad. Te dhyana yogat anugataha apashyan. Dhyana yogat anugataha apashyan. By dhyana yoga they saw the truth. There's a statement like that. There, of course, that dhyana yoga is done after Shravanam, that is understood there. But there is a statement, dhyana yogena you got. Alright, for dhyana yoga, what should I do? Dhyana darshana sadhana. Sadhana avagaman. Okay, for dhyana, what should all I should do? Iti akankshayam prayojanayena shravana mananadasya angatvapatehe. Then he said, for dhyanam, you need Shravanam and Manana. Why? Because this verse is there. Atmavare drashtavya, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. Now what is he doing here? This is not the main Vedanta standpoint. He is using that person's rule of interpretation, saying, no, there is a separate statement by Dhyanam, you got the knowledge. And for Dhyanam, what you do? Shravana Mananam. Therefore, Shravana Mananam also became Anga. So now which is the anga and which is the angi? Which is a part, which is the main thing? Because if you are going by your rule of interpretation, all are equally important. Or dhyana yoga will become important, other two will become angas. But then in your own rule of interpretation, if you are going by direct enunciation, first thing mentioned is Shravanam. The Shravanam should be important. Are you getting the arguments? If you are lost, please tell me now.
Swamiji, can you just repeat that, please? I
Yeah.
just want to understand it clearly.
See, he is saying, since Shravana, Manana and Nididhasanam has been mentioned, okay, as part of Drashtavyam, Atmavari Drashtavyadi. Therefore, part of that Anga, Shravana, Manana and Nididhasanam becomes equally important Angas for that. Okay. Therefore, you have to take it like that. So, as a counter argument, he is saying, but in another person place it is said, Dhyana Yoga, the way they got it by Dhyana. Okay, not Avihi, that is Kaivalya. Dhyana Yoga Anugataha Pashyan. So, that means what? There Atma Darshanartham, only Dhyana Yoga is mentioned. Okay. Somewhere else, Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattva darshana directly is mentioned.
But
So,
without Shravanam, Dhyana Yoga is like Samadhi for yoga, no? Same thing.
once again, understand the context, Sunita. Context here is what? Which is the main, which is part? If you are going by the argument Atmavare Drashtavya, therefore the three becomes equally important parts. For to counteract that, he is giving another argument based on the opponent's argument, but from the Shastra saying Dhyana Yogena he got it. So there is no Anga. Then you have to say by Anga you will have to bring in Shravanam Nidhyasa. Are you? Then you will have to take Dhyanam as main. So that is why the final argument in these things will become, okay, understand this carefully. This is not, he has not dealt with it because he has taken it as understood. Jnanam eva tu kaivalyam. And jnanam is Purusha Tantram or Vastu Tantram?
Vastu.
Vastu Tantram. This time Arshavidya Bharati article. Jnaneneva mokshaha. Okay. So, if it is Vastu Tantram, does it depend upon you or the Pramana?
Pramana.
If it is a Pramanam, is there your will and choice involved?
No.
In Mananam Nididhyasanam, is there a will and choice involved?
Yes.
It is, na? You are choosing to do the Mananam.
Yes.
You can say, don't give me all these arguments. I get confused. I don't want to do it. You can do that. People do. I remember pulling up one of my junior batches person who said this. Okay. I said, then you will get confused all your life. Better start discussing and relating to it. That means there is a choice involved. Nididhyasanam, there is a choice. To do or not to do, there is a choice. Once you start, there is no choice. Why? Once you start, there is no choice.
Because you are pulling the knowledge, no? The Pramana that
Exactly.
again operates.
Exactly. So, like supposing I ask you to do the solar or the lunar meditation that I have taught you all. There is a progression there, isn't it? If there is a progression, there is karma. At every level, there is a choice. Now you have to do something. In Nididhyasanam, the choice is only to do it. So to sit down and do. After that, what? I am limitless consciousness. Beginning thought. What is ending thought? Limitless consciousness. Is there a progression? So Nididhyasanam ends where it begins. But as far as the pramana is concerned, you are not really using the pramana fresh in Nididhyasanam. That's why Nididhyasanam is also presented as Jnana Abhyasa. Abhyasa means to repeat. Then repetition became studies. Because a lot of our learning is rote learning, that's the problem. Yeah. Abhyasa meant repetition, that's it. And it is okay, nowadays rote learning is looked down upon. Yeah, if it is only by hearting, it has to be looked down upon. Correct? But if it is learning backed up by memory, is very, very powerful. I'm sure a time will come when you ask the engineers, what is the value of pi? 3.142, 2222 and gone. No, let me check Google and tell you. Why? Because you don't remember your knowledge. It's all there. Knowledge that you don't remember cannot be used. Even to know where you have to refer to, you should know. Like lawyers. You think they remember all the laws in their end? But they know which section will come and where to refer. I was allowed to start searching whole law. Mar jayega. Just imagine a patient coming to a doctor. Doctor, these are my system. And the doctor turning on his AI, please give me possible diagnosis, a differential diagnosis on these systems. So AI will come up with half a dozen variations. Which of them are you going to choose? Which of them are you going to choose? It should all be inside here. Ask the medical doctors here. Differential diagnosis है ना? When you are a medical student, MBBS में आते हैं ना? Why? Because knowledge should be inside here. Now, differential diagnosis means what are the possibilities? That's not how you practice medicine in the real world. You see all the symptoms, narrow down to one. Only then you can treat. You're going to treat 5 options simultaneously also. You can't. You treat one. But you'll be aware of the 5 options. These are the possibilities. Which one are you going to pick up? So all that knowledge should be inside your head or not? Vedanta knowledge even more so. What is the meaning of Tattvamasi? It's all there in my notes. I'll read it out to you. What is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman in Taittiriya? Swamiji, I'll just refer to the Bhashya on my phone and tell you what it is. I'll say, turn around. I'll tell you the meaning of Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman with my leg right now. And there. So, if you are this type of person who relies on Google all the time, tell me how you are going to meditate. Nididhyasanam kaisa karega? Jnana abhyasa na? Where is that jnana? Swamiji, I always put on some recording for meditation. Narayana. So if your phone doesn't work or your phone is lost, you can't meditate. That is why during my batch, Pujya Swamiji never used to allow a recording. Even an audio recording he never used to allow. inside. At the most, taking into account that we are not great, Meda Shakti is limited, we are allowed to make notes, points. Now I see hardly anyone, majority is not making points. Recording है ना और एक टाइम सुनेगा, और एक टाइम सुनेगा 10 डिस्टर्बेंस है घर में. There are 10 disturbances at home. So your listening is problematic in the class because there are disturbances. But when you are rehearing it, there is disturbances. Someone says, Swamiji, I listen in the car. Thank God you are not driving. If you are driving, मोक्षा बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगा. So, these are the issues. Therefore, in Mananam and Nididhyasana, even though the argument here is, see, which is Anga, which is Angi. Where the Pramana works, that is the main thing. This is the final argument, okay? Wherever the Pramana is working, where is the Pramana working? It is meant to work only in Shravanam. So, knowledge takes place in Shravanam. Therefore, Shravanam will become the main thing. Now, another thing. Without Nididhyasanam, can you do Shravanam? You can, no? Of course you can, because without Nididhyasanam you can do Shravanam. Without Mananam, can you do Shravanam?
Yes.
Without Shravanam, can you do Mananam?
No.
Without Mananam, can you do Nididhyasanam?
No.
So, which is very clear, which is the main thing? Very clear, na? Therefore, in the traditional viewpoint, Mananam and Nididhyasanam is meant to support Shravanam if you need it. Doubts hai? हाँ, बहुत doubts hai. Mananam, either by yourself or with your batchmates or with some senior student or with your teacher. The process, Shravanam. Because even with batchmates and etc., it's a good thing to do. Tat chintanam, tat katanam, anyonyat tat prabodhanam. That's part of the game. Tat chintanam, to think about it, tat katanam, to discuss about it, anyonyat tat prabodhanam, help each other understand. That's all part of the Mananam process. Mananam is not sitting down saying, what is Atma? Kuch nahi hoega. You'll keep repeating the same thing that's there in your mind. But Nididhyasanam has to be done alone. We can guide it as a group meditation, but it has to be done alone as a practice. Because it is you independently owning it up. The word that works for you may not work for somebody else. The word that works for that person may not work for you. What works for you? Which is the word for which the knowledge is clicked? I said this somewhere and I said, Swamiji, what is this clicking of knowledge? So I said, okay, put on that light. Now when you clicked it on, the light came on. No? So in meditation, it clicks, it lights come. ऐसा भी बृहस्पति लोग होते हैं. All these I have been asked, okay, that's why I'm mentioning it here. So that preempting the possibility of me being asked like this from this class. I'm not someone who will make up something and say all the time. Once in a way I may do it to highlight a point. But I've been asked this. Yeah, so Shravanam, main. Focus on that. But practically speaking, most of us need some Mananam and Nididhyasana. Almost all of us requires it. So do that. Own it up by yourself, alone, independently. Independent. Nididhyasana is done alone. Swamiji, group meditation has a power of its own. We are not talking about energy. In energy work, I'll accept it. Okay? We are not talking about mass meditation for some to or healing somebody. There, all this you can try all this stuff. Assuming that the person wants to be healed. The guy doesn't want to be healed, what is the healing energy going to do? So all this keeping in mind, remember, Mananam can be done as a group practice. Some of my students meet together and discuss regularly. Okay? But be careful what you are discussing also. Don't go on strengthening each other's concepts. Don't go on strengthening each other's concepts. Discuss what you have heard. Clarify the meaning of what you have already heard. What you have gained in Shravanam, clarifying that meaning is called Mananam. It is not meant to conceptualize what you have heard. In fact, it is meant to prevent conceptualization from happening. So, if you are doing group Mananam, these things are very important points. Otherwise, you will make that group into a academic activity. That won't help. Nididhyasanam is always alone. What I teach in the camp about Nididhyasanam or here in a class, I taught it in some class also, or a recording I put up about Nididhyasanam is to show you how to go about it. Okay. So, in the initial stages, if you are going to play that recording to help you do the Nididhyasanam, fine. What did I say? In the initial stages. Play that recording so that you get the pattern of how to go into it. You get the structure in your mind. Okay. After that, do it on your own. Oh my God, Swamiji is going to be tough. He may take down all those videos, so I better download it and keep it. You're sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. It has to be done independently because that owning up of that knowledge has to make you independent of the teaching also. The teaching has to become yours, na? But you're going to be permanently my disciples or what? हाँ समझिए जन्म जन्म के लिए. Forget it. I'm not going to be there next जन्म. Yeah, you are a student until you are free. That's it. That's all there is there. I mean, after that, still the respect for Guru, etc., like how I have for my teacher, that will be there. That's a different thing. But you have to be able to do it independently. Nididhyasanam has to be done independently. So, recording this, that, etc., whatever you are using, it's only an aid. It's only an aid to help you do it independently by yourself. You are understanding a process and a structure and getting into it. After that, you won't need it. You won't need the process or the structure. You can do Nididhyasanam without a process, without a structure. Because as I said, it begins where it ends, or it ends where it begins. So there is no process. Process is to help your mind get into that stage where Nididhyasanam can happen. Yeah. So this is a practical way of looking at it. That doesn't change the fact that knowledge takes place in Shravanam and Shravanam alone. Okay? Everything else is support. Okay. Any questions, clarification?
Swamiji,
Yeah?
by extension to what you just mentioned about knowledge taking place when the Brahmana operates, I'd imagine that in any field of knowledge for that matter,
Yeah.
the knowledge takes place when the appropriate pramana
Yes.
operates. It's just that I may not recognize it because of my lack of
Exactly.
preparedness.
Exactly. Yeah. Even when a mathematical statement is made, if I don't know basic mathematics, I may not understand that statement. That doesn't mean this something else will give me that knowledge. It's the same statement that's going to give me the knowledge. I have to grow in my understanding of it. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Now probably in about a month or so, we'll complete this text, okay? Yeah. I think a month. Yeah, or so we'll complete that text. Many of you here have not got Brahma Sutras with you, right? They have not listened to Brahma Sutras. And Swamini has just started Vedanta Sara, or she's going to start Vedanta Sara later?
Not finished Karika yet, sir.
Not finished Karika yet. So Vedanta Sara will be started somewhere in October, November.
Probably November, not
Yeah.
Yeah, she recently announced in the newsletter.
What did she say?
She said October, if she has enough students. Today's newsletter it has come.
So November earliest. Okay. So then, 1 year after that will be Brahma Sutras. It will take about a year. Vedanta Sara will take about a year. So I have to consider whether how will I bring up those students who have not listened to Brahma Sutras so that Naishkarma Siddhi can be handled. Yeah. Or whether I should do Brahma Sutras once again here in this class.
Swamiji, I don't know because after we complete Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Karika, whether Swamiji is going to do Brahma Sutra for our Shiva Prasada course or she is going to do Vedanta Sara for Shiva Prasada course. I don't know because she was considering doing Brahma Sutra for Shiva Prasada course. So
I'll
probably
speak
you
to
can
her.
just her.
And but that does that mean that everyone here who has not had the Brahma Sutras will listen to the Brahma Sutras from Swamini?
Swamiji, can we do it in our class, Swamiji?
And so I'm considering both options. So you all let me know. Those of you, because a good section of this class have already listened to the Brahma Sutras with me. So I want their opinion. You can message me privately also.
Swamiji, there are only 4 or 5 of us out of the 23 attending.
We can check how many
like to
people have.
revise it, Swamiji, please.
Swamiji, we can check how many people from this group have already listened to your Brahma Sutra before.
Only 4, 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see. Maybe I should revise it, do it in brief, or if not elaborately, do it in brief.
Swamiji, do it elaborate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you missed it. Okay.
Yeah, but Swamiji, that time and now little more.
I just tried to follow up with the Abhyasa Bhashya, 13
Yeah.
recordings. Yes, if
Let
you're
me
doing
see.
it again, it's great.
Yes, I mean, it's an option. It's an option. Or maybe I can go a little bit faster on it. So that if any of you have got some this thing, go listen to Swamini again. I mean, let us see. Okay. Okay, that means I'll have to download that book, send you all as a PDF, whatever. Let's see what happens. We'll see. Okay, it's a good place to stop. Oh, that's.